Good morning, Twilight Struggle fans. Appreciate you tuning in for a Nations Cup playoff game. Max Goldman sent over this video of Canada's game against South Korea. Winner gets Hong Kong in the next round. So let's get right to it. Now, unfortunately, I there was some video issues and I was not able to get all of turn one. So here we have the video starting at turn 5 AR5. As you can see, USSR headline Vietnam. They used Fidel to take Thailand. Then the USA went with NTB to fill Pakistan and North and South Korea. After that, Canada took a big coup of Pakistan and rolled well. So basically, the entire fighting in the entire turn one has been spent contesting Asia, which makes sense. The USSR well ahead in Asia. We picked things up on AR5. It was a monster of a hand for the USSR. They had NATO, they had UN of Marshall, de Gaulle, in addition to Vietnam, and then of course D-Stall, which looks like it's about to be held here. So Team Canada with a big lead in Asia. Looks like it could be a huge number for them there. Nothing has been done in Europe. Okay, a one-op coup does not drop DEFCON, interestingly, stops Middle East presence. So, okay, containment is... So, yeah, poke of Iran is interesting. You could also poke West Germany. Of course, that means that a poke of Iraq stops presence in the Middle East. But Nasser is unseen. So that might not be that bad. You poke Iran, you could take Syria. You could put another one into South Korea. Okay, that looks like they're going to go with an Iran poke. I think that's fine. I kind of like the West Germany poke, but I guess D-Stall could be used to take France. You don't necessarily need a poke for that access. Defectors is unseen though, so unless we draw it, D-Stall won't be headlined. DEFCON's also at 4. So D-Stall not a great headline anyway, unless we're planning an immediate duck coup. Okay, this plays a lot more conservative, but it makes sense. Watching the video on double speed. Okay, they do go with this play. Oh no. And South Korea has Asia and they have to score it and can't get anything done. They also have to deal with they also give up another VP on Milops and they can't fill up France. So Canada gets a free dump of Europe if they want, but they also pick up Purge and Blockade along with SOC and Nasser. So other than Decall, they've really gotten all the cards they wanted. All the 4 ops now spoken for. So the question is, how aggressive do they want to play here in Europe? With D-Stall in my hand, I'm not sure I'd want to be that aggressive. Defectors is also still out. I might just headline Europe, take a coup, accept a coup back, and then D-Stall or maybe even Nasser. But I don't think I'd be that aggressive in Europe. I think I would just take the Europe headline. We have Purge in our hand. Marshall is gone. Containment is gone. Defectors makes a lot of sense here for the U.S. if they have it. And yep, there it is. So a good headline from Team Canada. So now I think you just take a coup. IP War is an interesting hold here. Purge is an interesting hold here as well. How big do they want to go on the coup? I think SOC is the right card because that's definitely not a card you want to hold. Yeah, anything but a 1. Oh, and they get a 6. Huge roll here for Canada. Important to note that DEFCON was way up high, started up at 5 this turn. And South Korea has a China card, so they could take a Thailand coup if they really wanted to, but even if they roll huge, it probably is not going to affect the Asia domination situation. Asia has also scored. Yeah, I think Canada will probably want to hold either Purge or IP War. They want to get Nasser off as quickly as humanly possible. And then they're going to want to destall. Oh, a 2-op coup of Laos. Oh, and a 1. That's a brutal roll. Okay, yeah, and Team Canada wants to lower DEFCON. Of course they do. Okay, rolls a 3. That's not bad. But potentially an issue for Team South Korea if they don't have Middle East, they won't want a coup again. Although you know what, they probably won't want a coup again anyway. With DEFCON sitting at 3. Wow, anything but a 1 on that Laos roll after a 6 in Panama. Okay, this will fill up Iran and take Egypt. Yep. And unfortunately for Canada, they wanted to trigger Nasser, but that's about the only thing that's gone wrong for them. Yeah, I think I'm fine with a 1-op coup here, just to get DEFCON down to 2. They need a 6 to really do much, but then again, a 5 empties it out for a potential Nasser. Yeah, I think you just take a coup. Just take the 1-op coup. It's a dead giveaway that you're about to trigger a D card, but you need to get DEFCON down. Yep, there goes the coup, and it misses a pretty inconsequential 1, as ones go. South Korea should be suspicious now of a D card, I imagine. So I suspect we'll see Lebanon, Angola, maybe 1 into France. South Korea still sitting there contested. The war is around. Lebanon. Okay, they're just going to go into South Korea. All right, and I think Canada's going to ignore this. Okay, Angola, Venezuela, Chile for sure. Question is where else? And yeah, I think Algeria is right. Truman is around. So Algeria probably better than going directly into France. I like that better. South Korea now needs to defend France. Suez and de Gaulle both unseen. Excuse me. De Gaulle has been seen. It is in the deck. It's in the discard pile. Suez has not. Although this is one of those situations where using Suez to take France is not that bad if they have no other 3-op. But I would imagine South Korea wants to they need to defend France, and if they have Middle East scoring, obviously they need to score that. This should just be an easy take of France. Yep. Okay. Oh no no. Okay. Boy, I would rather hold Purge here. I think. I guess they really don't want to give U.S. Japan before Korean War, so that makes sense. But I would like to hold Purge, and then just know I don't have to deal with Purge in the mid war, given how far ahead we are. Okay, there goes Korean War to space. Roll misses, and then yeah, Nasser event makes sense. Okay, so we're going to hold U.S. Japan, which is a fine hold as well. C5 has to take Libya. Okay, so the U.S. with a domination in the Middle East and in Europe. Oh, interesting. A Suez redraw, or a Suez pickup, and Team Canada gets Middle East as well. Duck redraw. And what else? Oh, a 5-year plan redraw. Wow, with Europe. What a disaster for Team South Korea. They pick up 5-year plan in Europe. Now, the only unfortunate thing is they will have to score Middle East, but Middle East is probably going to look a lot better than it does now. Could even score a Dom if they take Egypt and Saudi. So some very nice redraws here, even though South Korea winds up with Decall. Decall not a particularly important card right this second. I don't think the U.S. has any known good headlines here. AI Wars, wow. AI War is a weird headline. I would have thought they'd go with Sock Govs or Suez to potentially threaten France. South Korea pick headline CIA. Now the question is how they're going to use it. I guess they do want to take a coup in Africa. A little surprised by AI War there. But it's going to turn out well for them because they are going to need mill ops. And now they have them. And now they can use Suez and Sock Govs to spread out in South America. I would assume this is just a Zaire coup or an Angola coup. Yep, Angola coup. Oh, and they miss. So I think this should just be Suez, take Sock Govs or Suez, take Egypt, Angola, and then depends on how serious they want to get in the Middle East. I wouldn't go Saudi. I think I'd be satisfied just dumping it for one, but maybe they want to threaten it. So Duck has to go to space, which means U.S. Japan is getting played. Shouldn't affect domination in Asia. South Korea, I would suspect, will want to take South Korea here, although they may also want to fill Israel to try and get some points there, knowing that they are not going to be able to score a Europe Dom until the late war. So Canada may need to fill Saudi, but they got a space duck, and then they have to use the rest of their ops to fill up South America. Two Venezuela, one Brazil, two Argentina, two Chile. So that's 7 ops they will want to spend there. Of the 10 ops they can place this turn, so 8 and 9 could go into Saudi presumably. The 10th may be an overprotective Angola. Could be Laos. Could be any number of things. South Korea in some trouble here. They are behind in Africa. They are behind in Asia. They are behind in South America. Ahead in Europe, but that is about to be 5-year planned away, not to come back until the late war. East Germany and Poland are also both at 5 with Warsaw around. So Europe control situation seems unlikely. So if South Korea redrew a 4-op, taking Israel and South Korea makes sense here. Of course, if South Korea takes Israel here, Team Canada should respond by eventing Suez. They can take 2 out of Israel and 2 out of France, and unless Team South Korea has a 4-op, they can just dump one of the scorings right away. They can, whichever one doesn't get fixed, they can just dump and 5-year plan the other. South Korea played CIA this turn, so they know USA's entire hand, or they know Canada's entire hand, rather. No known 4-ops in South Korea's hand, although, of course, they do have China. CIA now gone for good. South Korea could be in a world of hurt if they redrew Asia, because even though Canada's going to have to give U.S. Japan, shouldn't they should still have Dom. Okay, EEU 1, Jordan 1, South Korea. Okay, yeah. And so they decide they're not even going to bother to fight in the Middle East. They just and so Canada says, "Great, I will dump the scoring." Now they need a space, and then they have 10 ops to play with for the rest of the turn. I'm not sure I understand the Jordan op. I guess threatening Saudi Arabia. I don't. I'm not sure I understand Jordan. But okay. South Korea locks up South Korea, and looks like they're going to get South Africa as well. I would think that Canada would want to space duck next and then go to work filling up their battlegrounds. They're also going to want to take Laos. They only have 6 countries in Asia, so once they give US Japan, that will stop Dom temporarily. But they can retake it just with 1-op into Laos. Okay, Warsaw. Yeah, no need to be greedy here. I think this is right. Yeah, just stick 4 into the battlegrounds. Realign's going to try Miracle Realigns of Chile. They do hit the roll. Okay, so they get that, but Algeria presumably would be next. They miss there, and again, okay, but getting them out of Chile is not nothing. And Team Canada probably wants to shore up their presence in South America. And then, yeah, take Laos. That's definitely important. frees up U.S. Japan. That's also fine. Duck to space, and then 7 ops to play with. Also, now that they've been knocked out of the bottom half of South America, they have less to do with their ops. So this should be a space of duck. Yep. Okay, they miss on the roll. Should pick up a VP on mill ops, barring an IP war redraw. But if there was an IP war redraw, we'd have already seen it. And then U.S. Japan. I wonder if this is a U.S. Japan jam Japan type situation. Okay, they're going to do this. They are getting 1 VP on mill ops this turn, but I doubt South Korea is going to want to coup with 2 Stabnon Battleground with 3 in it. And then 5-year plan, I assume, will go into Argentina and maybe Venezuela. See if South Korea wants to be aggressive and try a big coup in Uruguay, or if they even have the cards to do it to try a big coup in Uruguay. They are very behind on this board and really would want to make something happen. Nope, just a 1-op into Mexico. Okay, so 5-year plan goes into Argentina. I think Venezuela's fine here. Yep. Okay, UN of blockade. So some not great redraws there by South Korea. They pick up Mexico. Okay, Southeast Asia, which is a nice card to draw. Oh, and Purge. Ooh, Purge redraw. So I think this is just a Purge headline. Not sure I see a reason to do anything else. Purge would seem to be fine. You take a coup in Mexico. You get arms race off. Okay, OAS is annoying. Yep. But I don't know that they'll be that worried about that. Okay. Okay, thinking about not cooing here. I might still coup Mexico to try and get arms race off. I can understand just locking up South America. This makes sense. And then yeah, I don't think you need the one at Saharan. This is fine. And then if you give up a coup in Africa, you take Nigeria and Chile. But this is a potential 4 VP swing here on Millops. So Team South Korea might say, okay, I'll take a coup on Zaire here, get their 2 Millops, and then we don't have a path to Millops. And not having a path to mill-ops means obviously not having a path to arms race either, which is a problem. So those are VPs we would get rid of in service of holding on to South America. Let's see what South Korea does. They're purged, so not a lot of ops to work with. But three in Southeast Asia. Potentially a big roll could get you 4 in Central, and then you get 3 in arms race, um, and maybe a couple on mill ops. You could really threaten 20 here. Okay, Che just takes a coup of Angola. That makes sense, and no coups for us. And now we will presumably take Nigeria and Chile. I'm not sure we need the overprotect with them purged, but okay. I think if South Korea flips that year, we just flip back with a 3 op. But okay, taking Chile probably not that important either. If they want to score now, it's still 8 for us. NORAD even realigns on Algeria. Maybe this is desperation. Okay, and they miss the roll. Now seems like a good time to dump a scoring, one of the two. This is even and not getting any better. Southeast Asia's 3 and not getting any better. And now Team Canada hoping that South Korea has Africa. Omid for the event. Maybe obviously looking for Africa or South America. Or Asia for that matter. South African Unrest and Summit is a swing and a miss, big time. Okay, I think we dump another scoring. I think we score this for 3. A for P again. Desperation realigns and they miss both. Wow, 1-6, emphatic miss. Yep, and this is an annoying play. I like this. Yeah, this was an Angola flip. Clearly, yeah. Brezhnev to space. Really wanting. That's somebody who really wants 2 VPs. Brezhnev to space is a desperation play of somebody who may have South America. Oh, How I Learned. Interesting. Okay, they're going to jack up DEF CON with How I Learned, pick up 5 VPs. Oh, what a hand here. Oh my goodness. 3 4 ops including ABM. They get OPEC, which is 3. They get South America, which is 10. This turn could easily be GG. If we don't see Junta, South America scoring is 10, OPEC 3. We Will Bury You could be 3 with DEF CON this high. I kind of like a We Will Bury You headline. Missile Envy and Junta obviously what we really don't want to see. UN was triggered on turn 3, so it's gone. Yeah, just don't want to see. Obviously, don't want to see Brush. Don't want to see Junta, and especially don't want to see Missile Envy here. We will bury you. Headline: South America AR1. If it's still sitting there at 10, puts us on the brink. Ooh, bear trap. Okay. Well, we have a card to dump to it. And we get out. Huge. Okay, South Korea is going to have to give up the 3VP. Question is, what are they going to coup? Big old China card coup of Pakistan. Okay, they have Asia. I think we're going to ignore that and score South America. Just ignore that and score. I don't understand why we're not ignoring that. Just ignore it and score. Okay. If you score South America here and they fill they dump Asia, we still win with OPEC. If you score South America and they fill Pakistan, we still win with OPEC. So I'm not sure why we're not just picking up our 10, but okay. Okay. Okay, 3-op coup in Nigeria. That does not bother Canada. They'll play South America scoring, and now on the brink of winning the game here. IP war event misses, and that's going to do it. That's going to send Canada to the next round. So, interestingly, I wonder, did they roll a 4 on that one? I got to take a look. Oh, they did roll a 4. Okay, so got to give credit to Canada there. Of that 4 would have on IP war would have succeeded if we had tried if we had just scored South America, and potentially this game still be going on with because that would have gotten the VP track to 16. OPEC would not have been enough. So wow, okay. Also would have flipped Asia Dom. So anyway, good play by Canada. I think I would have just ignored that, but they got it done. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Congratulations to Canada. They move on to play Hong Kong in the next round, and I'm going to try and be back soon to play my Evergreen Cup game against Giancarlo. So I hope you join me then. Until next time, this is Justin Abramson signing off. That was fun, but now it's done. So long, everybody.